So I'm here to see my mother. This is the chap who came yesterday, Mr. Mark Gibson. This is his car. My mum complained that her door handle wasn't working very well, and Zenith Staybright sent Mr. Gibson round. Now, rather than deal with the door handle, which would cost £50, Mr. Gibson sold her two doors which he didn't need for £6,000 and took payment. So let's find out what Mr. Gibson's got to say. Hello. Hello. That's for you, please.
Ah,
hello.
Thank you.
Hi. You are
Mark
Gibson
yeah.
from
Zenith.
Zenith, yeah.
It's Zenith.
Well, I want to have a word with you. I'm Dominic. I'm Heather's son.
Oh, nice to
I
meet
know
you.
One of Heather's sons.
What I'd like to know, Mark,
Yeah.
let me just finish. This is what happened, okay?
Right.
Your cold call centre
Yeah.
contacted Mother, and she said that she had a problem with her door handle.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you came down and
Yeah.
you sold her £8,000 of doors, didn't you?
I think it was 5,000.
Well, let's
something,
have a look.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. She didn't need those doors, did she?
She did.
She only
yeah.
needed a repair. She only needed a repair on the door handle. So you sold her £8,000 of doors, and you gave her £2,169 off, and you left with cheques for nearly £6,000, didn't you?
Yeah, nearly 6,000. Yeah.
How long were you here for, Mark?
Probably
Came-
two. I came at.
Morning, it came half past 11, they said she'd come in.
Yeah, it was about 11:30. I was probably here for 2.5 hours.
You had 2.5
Yeah,
hours.
something
My mother's
like that,
81
yeah.
years old,
Yes,
and
I
she suffers
appreciate that,
dementia. You
Right.
came here and you pressurised her.
Oh, no,
You
no, no.
deceived
No,
her,
no, sir,
and then you
no.
took cheques for £6,000, didn't you?
No, I took checks.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
what do you call somebody that preys on old people, Mark?
No, I don't prey on.
You do prey on old people.
No,
Come here.
no.
What I want to show you is
Yeah.
the doors. Could you show me? Could you show me what's wrong with the doors? Leave that here because
Yeah.
we've got.
No, I don't like it if I say.
Colleen, let's get this on here. Right. So the
Can
problem with the door, with the door, Mark, is the handle. Yes, is the problem with the door handle. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that you would need to spend £2,500 on this door, and let's come through, and £2,500 on that door? So, sorry, more than that, 3,000 each, eh? Because you took nearly £6,000 off her.
Nearly 6,000. Yeah.
My mother's very vulnerable. What if somebody came into your mother's house and took £6,000?
We do actually check the vulnerable
No.
people's
Yeah,
history.
you knew she was vulnerable, and you
No,
knew
no, no,
you do
no.
knew. So you were telling me you can't tell my mother's got dementia.
No, I couldn't tell that. So
Can you?
No,
Can you?
we had a
But
long
you
chat.
took
Yeah.
£6,000 off her when you hadn't, the installation hadn't even occurred, had it?
No.
It says
no.
in your terms and conditions. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's still on. It said under your terms and conditions that you wouldn't take payment till installation happened. Why did you take payment? It's here. It's here. Come on. Let's have a look at your terms and conditions. This is the old woman you tried to rob yesterday. You upset her. You were here for 2.5 hours. You pressurised her, and your behaviour was just below what expected from a human being.
No, so I didn't.
How do you feel about treating old people like this?
I didn't
Let's have a look
pressurise
at Mark's face. I want to know, how do you feel about treating an old, vulnerable person who's got mental difficulties like that and taking £6,000 off her? That £6,000, Mark, is that's all she's got. That's a whole savings, okay? Without that money, she wouldn't be able to afford her carers, and you were taking that off her. Can I ask how much commission you were making off this?
I'm not sure.
How much commission, roughly? How much money would you have taken for destroying my mother's life?
Personally.
Yes,
probably
personally. How much?
7 and 10%, I believe.
Right, so you've
Yeah,
taken
yeah.
£600 for ruining my mother's life. How do you feel about
Well,
that?
that door.
How do you feel?
is-
That door.
Yeah.
I've had a
Well,
word. I've had a word.
yeah.
Do you know what? I saw that door being made in Wanwell in the factory. It's the best door that Safe Style do. There's nothing wrong with that door. Check a trade being down today. It quotes me £50 to mend the mechanism. That door is firm. It's solid. You know the door in there is firm and it's solid. They don't need to be replaced, do they?
But it's not safe, that door.
Yeah.
No,
Why is it
yeah.
not safe?
Because it
There's
just.
no,
it
you
just-
told
it just
my
opens.
mother.
It
You told my
opens.
mother, didn't you, that it's not safe because there's glass in there. Is that
No,
what you said?
No, I didn't say
So
that
why is
at
it
all.
not safe?
No, because it just opens.
Yes, it
Yeah,
just opens. So there's a
on its own,
mechanism
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but why do you need to replace the door in the other room then?
Well, she wanted a
Because you didn't, Jim. You stayed there. You stayed there for 2.5 hours, and you pressurised her. You upset her,
so I don't
and then you took her money.
No,
your name, Mark Gibson, is going to be very famous in this area because we're going to put you on the internet, and we're going to show everybody your face, your registration, your car, and the fact that you robbed this poor old woman. You robbed her of £6,000, and you happily came down here again today to rob her of some more, didn't you?
No, well,
didn't you?
I was told that
right.
your
let's
mother
have a look
was
at,
looking for a new
let's have,
window.
Yes, I know, because I wanted you to come down here and explain yourself. Right, so you also sold